What if I told you that the way you breathe right now is keeping you trapped in the same reality loop? And there's a HeartMath Institute study that proves why your personal growth efforts haven't worked. The moment you realize what's actually happening with each inhale and exhale, you'll understand that breathing isn't about staying alive. It's about becoming alive to your power as a reality creator. Here's what's fascinating about this research. Every human being draws approximately 23,000 breaths in a single day. Yet 99.9% of these breaths happen in complete unconsciousness. You're breathing while scrolling through emails, stuck in traffic, lying awake at 3:00 a.m., replaying that conversation, rushing between obligations, feeling overwhelmed. Yet you never question why your outer world continues to mirror your inner turbulence. You keep trying to rearrange your external circumstances, without understanding that you're broadcasting a specific energetic signature through the rhythm of your breath to every person within an 8 ft radius. But there's something even more profound happening that most people never discover. Your breath pattern is actually encoding information into the quantum field itself. Think of it like writing on the fabric of reality with every inhale and exhale. When you breathe from anxiety, you're literally writing anxiety into the field around you. When you breathe from peace, you're writing peace into that same field. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between your internal state and external circumstances. It simply responds to the information you're consistently encoding through your breath pattern. This encoding process happens at frequencies far beyond what your conscious mind can detect. We're talking about subtle electromagnetic emissions that occur at the cellular level every time you breathe. Dr. Fritz Albert Popp's research on biophotons shows that every cell in your body emits light. Coherent light when you're in harmony, chaotic light when you're in disharmony. Your breath pattern directly influences the cellular light emission, which means you're literally painting with light every moment of your existence. The ancient Ascends understood this principle and called it breathing the light body into existence. They knew that conscious breathing could actually restructure the energy template of your physical form, healing diseases that seemed incurable and extending life far beyond normal human limits. They weren't using wishful thinking. They were applying precise knowledge of how consciousness interfaces with matter through the breath. This is precisely why affirmations and vision boards fail most people. But there's a quantum mechanism that transforms everything. When you discover that each breath generates an electromagnetic field that either constructs your desired reality or demolishes it, you can stop battling your conditions and begin encoding your reality from the consciousness level. I'm going to reveal the precise four-stage observer breath method that shifts you from being life's victim to becoming life's conscious architect. Plus, you'll learn the quantum gap technique that activates this transformation in just zero point 0.3 seconds, making you the stable center around which reality reorganizes instead of being tossed by every circumstance. Each unconscious breath is a wasted chance to literally reshape your existence. Most people squander 23,000 opportunities daily. Your entrance into this physical realm didn't begin with thinking, it began with breathing. Your inaugural act on Earth wasn't forming thoughts, speaking words, or even crying out. It was drawing breath. Your consciousness entered this dimension, not through mental complexity or intellectual sophistication, but through the elegant simplicity of rhythmic breathing. In that initial moment, you possessed knowledge that modern life has obscured. Breath functions as the bridge between your current self and your emerging self. Yet somewhere in your development, you learn to breathe like an automaton rather than the conscious being you are. You shifted from soul-centered breathing to survival-centered breathing right now. Become aware of your breathing pattern. Where does it originate? For most people, it's likely rapid, shallow, and concentrated in the upper chest region. This is what I term automated breathing, the type that maintains bodily function while leaving your spirit undernourished. Ancient keepers of wisdom understood something our contemporary world has forgotten. From the Sanskrit concept of prana to the Hebrew understanding of ruach, civilizations throughout history recognized breath as infinitely more than mere biological necessity. They knew it served as the sacred connector between visible and invisible realms, between matter and quantum potential, between human and divine consciousness. In these traditions, intentional breathing wasn't simply a technique. It was a portal. Egyptian mystery schools taught that every breath carried the capacity activate distinct consciousness chambers. Ancient yogis realized that breath could transform not only your internal experience but the actual structure of reality surrounding you. They weren't using poetic language. They comprehended that conscious breathing involves more than moving oxygen through your respiratory system. You're circulating energy through existence itself. Consider this truth. Every emotion you've experienced, every choice you've made, every instant of clarity, confusion has been accompanied by a specific breathing rhythm. During anxiety, your breath becomes rapid and superficial. In moments of peace, it naturally becomes deeper and slower. Your breath doesn't merely reflect your condition, it creates your condition. The distinction between automated breathing and conscious breathing is awareness. Automated breathing occurs to you. Conscious breathing flows through you with you as an active participant in the dialogue between your inner landscape and the quantum field enveloping you. When you begin breathing with purpose, with presence, with reverence for this fundamental act connecting you to life force, something extraordinary unfolds. You cease being a passive receiver of whatever reality appears and transform into an active collaborator in designing it. This is where breathing becomes sacred. Every breath from this place no longer merely sustains life. It sustains alignment. What I'm about to share will dissolve the illusion that has confined you. You believe you control your thoughts, but you're actually imprisoned by them. Most humans spend their entire existence believing they are their mental commentary. You awaken each morning and immediately the internal dialogue commences. What needs accomplishing today? I'm behind schedule. I wonder about their reaction to yesterday's conversation. Perhaps I should check my device. You assume this mental voice represents your identity. But what if this assumption is completely incorrect? At this moment, while engaging with these words, I invite you to try something fundamental. Notice your breathing pattern again. This time, don't attempt to modify it. Simply observe. Feel the air flowing through your nostrils, expanding your lungs, then gently releasing. As this occurs, something remarkable is happening. You're becoming the witness of your breath rather than merely the one breathing. Now, while observing your breath, notice your mind's activity. It might be commenting, "This seems pointless," or "I'm doing this incorrectly," or "How much longer will this take?" Here's the profound revelation. If you can perceive those thoughts, if you can observe their arising and dissolving, then you cannot be those thoughts. You are the awareness observing them. This marks the emergence of the observer, the aspect of you that exists beyond the continuous stream of mental chatter. Imagine sitting beside a flowing river. Your thoughts represent the water moving past. Sometimes the current flows gently. Sometimes it rushes turbulently. But you, your authentic self, remain seated on the riverbank, observing everything pass by. You are not the river. You are the consciousness that perceives the river. Ancient wisdom traditions employed the metaphor of sky and clouds. Your thoughts resemble clouds drifting across the vast expanse of your awareness. Some clouds appear dark and stormy, worry, fear, uncertainty. Others seem light and fluffy, joy, enthusiasm, hope. But observe this carefully. The sky itself remains undisturbed by any clouds. It stays constant, spacious, unchanged regardless of clear or stormy weather. This observer consciousness represents your authentic nature, the part of you unchanged since childhood, the part that will remain unchanged until your final breath. It's the witness, the awareness, the silent presence that has observed your entire life experience unfold. But here's where this gets even more profound. The observer isn't just watching your thoughts and emotions. It's actually the creative force behind your reality. Every major spiritual tradition has pointed to this truth in different ways. The Hindus called it Sakshi, the witness consciousness. The Buddhists spoke of Buddha nature, the unchanging awareness. The Christians mystically referred to it as the Christ consciousness within. All were pointing to the same fundamental recognition. You are not your temporary experiences. You are the eternal awareness experiencing them. When you truly grasp this, everything changes about how you approach life. Challenges. Instead of asking, how can I fix this problem? You begin asking, what is this experience trying to show me? Instead of resisting difficult emotions, you become curious